Today we're going to be working with a Kenmore refrigerator. This works for any refrigerator where the freezer is icing up. We notice that there's water coming out of the freezer, or you notice that when you open the freezer there's a bunch of ice that's collected down here. This happens because about every 8 to 12 hours there's a heater that turns on behind that panel that melts accumulated ice, and that water is supposed to go into a tray and then go down a tube down to the bottom of the refrigerator where a fan makes it evaporate. But sometimes that tube gets clogged up with ice or debris. So today we're going to get in here and learn how to clear that out so you can get rid of a refrigerator that occasionally leaks water. To do this, we're going to pull this panel out by moving to the side, and then we're going to lift up and this panel will come out. We're going to get that out of the way. Next thing is we need to remove the ice maker. That's held in by 3 screws. There's one there, one over here we can't see because of the angle, and there's one at the bottom. So we're going to remove those screws. Remove that one. And I'll reach in here and get this other one. You can see it. Then we get the one on the bottom. Move that one. And then our ice maker comes out. There's a modular connection here. We just have to remove that connector. Just prying up on this little piece. We can pull these apart. Okay, the ice maker is now disconnected. Had some ice that was ready to harvest. Put that off to the side. Now we're going to remove this back panel, which will allow us to get in there to do the repair. So we have to just take out that screw and that screw. And on some, we have a lot of machines, we have a screw on the 4 corners. This one just has one here and one here. Remove that. Remove that. Also, you would have a lot of ice built up here, and you can get rid of that by using some boiling water to melt it, to crack it, or you can use, you have to be a little careful, but you can use like a paint scraper just to break it up a little bit so you can lift it off in sheets. So now this will tilt toward us, so we can remove this panel. So we're tilting it 45 degrees. We've got to feed this thing, this connection through here. Get that out of the way. This whole thing's coming toward us. Sometimes the ice is so built up here that you have to melt it somewhat first with the boiling water to get enough pliability to get this panel out. And then we have right here a ground connector that's clipped on. So all you have to do is just kind of remember where it goes, but just pull that off. Just got a clip, just pull that off. Get this panel out of the way. And now we can see some of the parts. Point them out to you. So, call this the evaporator. This is your evaporator fan. This little thing off to the side, hiding underneath here, is called the terminating thermostat. And this is the heater element. So about every 8 to 12 hours this gets almost red hot. And the heat melts all this, see this frost here, melts all this accumulated frost. And that water drips down into this sheet metal tray, and then it goes down this hole right here and melts and flows away from the dishwasher. So in this case we can see that this has a little bit of ice built up, so we just want to melt that with some boiling water. But in worst case situations you'll have ice built up as high as this ridge, and you'll have ice that's even gotten into this hole, and even ice that's gotten into this hole, and that's stopping any airflow from getting down into the fridge. So it's very important that we clear up these holes with the boiling water. And we get rid of any ice that's built up. Again, this one is not bad at all. It's just got a little bit right here. Okay, let's pause it.